and SRE, a Site Reliability Engineer course. So friends, yesterday we understood about the course. I hope everybody had joined yesterday's session here, those who have joined today. If not, there will be a recorded session. We'll be sharing in the WhatsApp group. Please go over it and you'll understand more about the course. I'm going to brief about the course, what we have. So for this course, like the target audience are primarily anybody who wants to switch their career to cloud performance engineering, the how we take care of the performance engineering from the cloud perspective, from the infrastructure perspective. If we want to understand that, yes, so those going to be our target audience, plus those who want to transition your career to site reliability engineering. So these two are the target audience for this course. So what do I mean by infrastructure performance engineering? See, as a performance tester, you are already working on some performance testing tool like Jmeter, LoadRunner, right? Neoload, Locust, Gatling. You're working on some tools and you're doing performance testing. Load, you're putting some load on the server, and then you are testing it what is the response time and all those things, all the metrics, right? And then you are troubleshooting what could be done to make it better. You are giving your input to the developer, right? You're looking over the logs, metrics, and so that's the role of a performance testing and engineering. But when the things are deployed in cloud, when the complete infrastructure, all the services, everything, the load balancer, your EC2, your storage, your load balancer, your auto scaling group, now the application could be deployed in containers, Kubernetes. So you need to understand the infrastructure, because when you do the load testing, you should understand where to monitor, what points to be considered while doing the capacity planning as part of infrastructure. So this course is going to help you understand the cloud part and how, because that is how the trend is. The all the infrastructure earlier it was in on-prem, but now it's moving to cloud. Every other company using cloud, every other company using container Kubernetes, every other company is trying to build their DevOps culture within the organization. So this course is going to help you to get to that level. It's going to smooth transition you to the next level that you're looking for in the organization. Now, if you are into system admin, if you're into DevOps, or you are into support team, and you want to transition your career to site reliability engineering, SRE, right? This course is going to help you because it's all about troubleshooting. You need to add the troubleshooting experience, which you will get through the course, along with the cloud and the implement. Where do we deploy things on the cloud, container, Kubernetes, DevOps? You're going to get the exposure along with the observability. How do we monitor? How do we create dashboards using Prometheus, Grafana, using Elk, Elasticsearch, Logstash, Kibana? How do we set up alerting? How do we set up dashboards? And along with various other concepts that is required to make your application reliable, right? Reliability is very important thing. Every company, let's say, think about Flipkart or Amazon.com. There are folks working in those companies. Those are primarily responsible for to make sure that the production is highly available, because we are the consumers, right? We are the user. We use Flipkart.com, Amazon.com, Make My Trip. We use Swiggy, Uber. So the application cannot go down. The application performance cannot be compromised. So there are teams who are always, they work 24/7. They work in shifts to make sure for any issue, if it comes, things can be taken care in the proactive manner, not in the reactive manner. It's not like when I raise a complaint that, oh, orders are not getting completed in Flipkart, they take action. No, they need to take action before. That is how their business will not get impacted. So every company, they cannot compromise on high availability. They cannot compromise on downtime. They don't want to have a downtime at all. They cannot compromise on the performance and the all the user use cases, right? So always there will be team The more complex, the more uh, retail facing retailers, companies, they're obviously like nowadays the sales are coming, right? In Amazon, sales are going on. We are as a collective, as a global or global customers, we are putting more load on the system. So what needs to be taken care? Who is going to decide that? Is SRE is responsible to do that? What infrastructure should be scaled up? How much? What all additional things they need to take care? Who is going to decide on the reliability? The load is increasing. If they're putting on some sale, now Christmas would be coming, Black Friday would be coming, Cyber Monday would be coming, right? Though so many sales seasons are coming nowadays. Now the retailers, the retail companies are looking towards the SRE engineers that do something, make sure my application goes smooth, all the festive season goes smooth, they don't have any downtime, the orders gets completed on time. We don't want to issue 500, 5x's, 4x's, anything during the order. Don't want it because it will impact the business more than the business, the reputation, what they have created, right? So they always look towards the SRE engineers that please make sure whatever infra you need, whatever support you need from the management, get it. Make sure the application is highly available, reliable, performing during the sales season at least, because the load would be increasing and we don't know how much. So we need to auto scale things in the production. So we will be taking care from those perspective. So we have dedicated from the VM, from the virtual machine perspective, from the cloud perspective, we talk about the auto scaling, how the load balancer and how the auto scaling groups. Because see, we are in cloud. It's not like on-prem that we have purchased the servers. No, it's the cloud. The more servers we use, the more we pay. And we don't want to use more servers when there's less traffic. In on-prem, whatever the situation, you have already made the investment, you have already purchased the servers. It doesn't matter whether you use servers or not. You have already made the investment, but in cloud, it doesn't work like that. When there is no load, I don't want servers to be used. So that I pay less amount to the cloud. For them, it's a business, right? AWS, Azure, GCP, for them, it's a business. They have opened a big data centers, so many across the world, and we are the consumers. Netflix is one of the biggest user of Amazon. All the content that you watch in Netflix is in S3. So we are going to talk about storage services in AWS. Everything we're going to talk about it. So that there are multiple storage services we have. S3 is one of them. Simple storage service, we call it. S3 is one of them storage services. Along with we have EBS, Elastic Block Store, and Elastic File System. Along with databases, managed database. What is the difference between when you provision a database in on-prem versus when you provision this managed database? What is the difference? Cloud is here to simplify things. Earlier, friends, if I go back 7, 8 years back, there was a full-fledged role of a DBA, database administrator. Now there is no such DBA except few big companies where they use the big databases. You're not going to find DBA as such. The performance engineers, the SRE engineers are expected to do the DBA work because in the cloud you get support also. Let's say you don't know a particular cloud and then let's say they're using MongoDB. But you know some part of it, you can provision things, let's say, and you know how to check metrics and you can analyze troubleshoot. But let's say that things are going in detail now, which needs tuning. So you can get support from AWS because it's their service. They can support things. They can suggest what needs to be done to make it better. So cloud is here to simplify things, and we all need to know cloud. There will be a time in future that we all will be expected to know a lot of things. The way things are moving now, look at this. Having the code, having a scripting thing, script ready, it's cakewalk. You can use any AI tool, Chat GPT, and things are ready for you, right? And the cloud is there to simplify things. Then when we work in a company, we need to know a lot of things. That's how we can sustain in IT. That's the only way to sustain in IT and to be in critical positions like SRE. Every company, whatever AIML comes, Chat GPT comes, there will be always SRE engineers in a company like Amazon, Flipkart, all the retail companies. make my trip. There will be always SRE engineers. It is never going to be, they're not going to be out of work if you have the right skill sets. You need people. There will be production issues. You need people to fix it. You need people to troubleshoot it. You need people. And the SREs are the folks who is going to take care of the reliability of the application. Now, yes, the domain would increase, the more work we need to do. Now we need to now we talk about performance. We need to also talk about security. And we have in the AWS, we have a lot of security services. So we need to expand our knowledge slowly. That's how the future is going to be. One person would be expected to know a lot of things in future. The way things are moving, that's the only change I see with these so many automation things, making things simple, cloud, your chat GPT, making things simple for us. Now, if you don't know scripting and you need automation, you can simply type in chat GPT, how do we take backup of database? They will give you a script ready. MySQL database in AWS, they'll give you the steps to take a backup. Everything is there for you in very easy manner. But the point is there for everybody, not just for you. It's there for everybody, those things. So what makes things different? What makes you demanding? That you know more stuff and you are into a challenging position where you cannot be replaced. That's the only way to feel secure in IT. Okay, that's how I see things. Now, if I talk about this, cloud is going to be always there, because the way I'll tell you the little background about cloud. Cloud was the first topic that we want to start today as today one. When little background about AWS. So Jeff Bezos, right? Everybody knows he's the founder of Amazon.com. So the guy was setting up data center for Amazon.com. We all know the website, right? Amazon.com. We use it for retail website. The guy, Jeff Bezos, was setting up data center for Amazon.com website. Then he realized that whatever the data center he's setting up, that could be leveraged to others. Others can use this. Why can't we make this as a service? Why everybody has to go through the same pain? Why everybody has to purchase the land, construct the building, purchase all the hardware, and then they can deploy the application? It's a very costly affair. Not everybody can set up a data center. So the idea came to his mind, and that was the brilliant idea. The first guy to realize this, and AWS is the first cloud service provider. It was not Azure, it was not GCP, it was AWS. It was his Jeff Bezos idea that whatever the infrastructure that is being provisioned for Amazon.com, why can't others can leverage it? And that's how this cloud came into existence. They have, if I talk about the global infrastructure, friends, now they're growing. Okay, cloud is going to be what I'm trying to. My point is this: the cloud is going to stay, and you will see why I'm saying this with so much conviction. When I have been using cloud from 8 years, 7, 8 years, 9 years. Okay, multiple cloud have been into AWS, Azure, GCP, OCP, OCI, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. So hands-on that too. So these many regions were never existed. So I have a slide where I have been captured 20 regions, 70 availability zones. Now they're increasing. Means they're increasing the number of data centers across the globe. AZs means data centers. They have 108 availability zones across the globe. In India, they have in two places. They have in Hyderabad and in Mumbai, two regions. In one region, usually they have 3 availability zones. So this is the Mumbai region. And there are 3 availability zones in Mumbai. You can read it, right? Mumbai launched in 2016 and availability zone is 3. So there are 3 data centers. I'll talk about why there are 3 AZs in one region. Usually there are 3, but there are more than 3 also. There are 5 AZ also in US. There are regions are there. So there are more than 3 AZs are there also. Okay, look at this. Oregon has this 4 availability zone. So the numbers are growing. And it's not just with AWS, Azure, GCP, they're also doing the same thing. Because it's a business model for them. They are creating data centers so that others need not use costly affair, right? Others can use it. It's for the business for them, right? When they launched in 2007, so AWS was the first cloud service provider launched in 2007. When they launched, there were just 3 services. AWS was launched with just 3 services in 2007. Just 3 services. The 3 services were EC2. EC2 we use to get the server. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. So don't worry if you are hearing it for the first time. I'm going to talk about in detail. I'm going to show you. I'm just trying to give you an overview, okay, today. EC2 was first service. S3 was the another service. S3 stands for Simple Storage Service, storage service. All the AWS content that you watch, right, is stored in S3. The Dropbox that you see, Dropbox we use to upload something, but Dropbox uses S3. So whatever you upload in Dropbox using Dropbox application, it goes to S3. And there were one more service, SQS, simple queue service for the queuing mechanism. Developers, to when they write the code, they need to queue, put the things in the queue, all the requests to be processed. So simple queue service. So these 3 services they launched in 2007. I'm going to just show you. So if you type, this is the Cloud Console, friends. EC2 is this service. It is for to get the server. That's the most important thing, right? If you have an application, you need server to deploy. Your laptop is also a server. You can deploy application. You can run your laptop 24/7, and your application will be hosted in the internet. You can consider your laptop like a mini data center, very mini, okay, mini version. Now you have S3 for simple storage service. You have SQS. So there were 3 services when they launched. Can you guys guess a number? In 2024, as we speak right now, how many services they have? Any number? Can you guess, anybody?
200 plus.
Yes. Anybody else? Yes, it is 200 plus service, and they're still growing. What the cloud does, cloud makes our life simple. They're automating, okay? They're making our life simple. Think about it. Anybody in the remotest part of the country, in the village, in some village where internet is available. Nowadays in India, everywhere internet is there. And the person has a laptop. That's it. One laptop, internet connectivity. And if the person has a knowledge, he can create complete solution from that village. That's the cloud offers. The power of cloud computing is this. Because you get once you get this account, all I need is the internet connectivity and the AWS account. That's it. Once I have this, I can create infrastructure in any part of the globe, wherever they have data centers. I can create server, I can create S3, I can create load balancer, I can create auto scaling group, I can create any storage, I can create databases. You just name it. Now, you in the cloud, you have security services. You can secure an application. There are a lot of security services. You are into robotics, quantum technologies, media services, machine learning, Internet of Things, game development, just name it. There is a service for everything, and they have automated it. And every cloud is doing it. Okay, that's how the things are going. They are making life simple. Earlier, if you go 10-15 years back, there used to be a role of Linux admin, sys admin, administrator. There is no such role in IT right now, because emergence of cloud has made things simple for us. Anybody can create infrastructure. Now anybody could be a DevOps engineer. Like DevOps engineer, like anybody could be. Yeah, if you know these things, how do we create EC2, install servers, create EKS services, create pods, you are going towards DevOps SRE engineers. It's that simple, right? So my point is simple. Cloud is here to stay, and it will keep on growing. And the more you know of cloud, the better you'll be in IT. And you would be expected, we all would be expected more in coming years in IT. The same person will be expected to know more things. The same person will be expected to know the services, deployment, setup, observability tool, monitoring, right? If you're into operations side, the complete IT is divided into two categories, friends. Either you are a developer or you are into operations. If you're not a developer, we are into operations. In operations, everything comes, all the testing, deployment, performance, security, any type of testing, deployment, taking care of production, reliability, everything into operations. So we need to be full-fledged with the operations life cycle, all the operations things. If we are not a developer, we need to be very much thorough with the operations. When I say operations, what do I mean? I mean that you should be good at performance testing, any testing. It could be good at automation, functional testing also. That will also do. Any good testing you should be good at, and into operations, into the reliability part, deployment, and making sure that the code is stable in production. It is stable. Customers are not having issues. You should be good at that. That's what operations mean. We need, the more we know of such services, let's say in the solution, in the architecture, you are using a service. Let's say you are using a managed database. Now, database is a managed. Nowadays, think about it. What is your understanding of database? You know that, okay, in on-prem, we used to get the server, and then we used to deploy the application. We used to install the database. Then once installing the database happened, we need to insert all the records, indexing, schema, all those things, right? Now, with this managed database, installing a database, auto scaling, infrastructure is no more a concern for you. The cloud has taken it. That cloud has automated those things. So what is in our pocket, in our scope of doing things? Yes, everybody should know how do we provision a database. That's point number one. And how do we do SQL tuning? That is in the scope. Everything else is automated by the cloud. If we don't know how to make our query SQL tuning, and if we don't know how do we create, in fact, these two things, though cloud has automated, but somebody has to create it, right? Somebody has to go to a database, let's say RDS, relational database. Somebody has to go there and create a database. And depending on the infrastructure, high availability needs to be taken care. Like those things are automated. Cloud has done it, automation, but somebody has to do it, right? Now, a DevOps engineer does it or SRE engineer does it. It depends on, again, roles and responsibility. There could be organization where DevOps engineers are expected to do this, or SRE engineers also. I'm going to show you things. How do we set up things? How do you make sure we are highly available? How do we, from the infrastructure perspective, how do we take care of read replicas? How do we make sure that in the master database, how can we release the pressure from the master database using the read replicas? I'll talk about that. I'm not going to talk about how do we do SQL tuning. But that is you should be knowing it. That's the only thing you should be knowing it. And that's the only thing challenging. How do we write explain plan? That's the only in the scope. Everything is automated by the cloud. So everything is getting simpler is what I'm trying to say. Right? Be it any service, not just databases. And let's say if you're using a database, a particular database in the architecture, you should be knowing that. Because if you don't know, let's say RDS has been provisioned in your architecture and you don't know what is RDS, what are different things are, what could impact the performance. You don't know about how do we achieve high availability, and you don't know how do we take care of read replicas. If the load is increasing on the master node, how can we release the pressure from the master node by creating a read replica? If you don't know this stuff, you cannot performance tune it, because that comes on infrastructure. Infrastructure has to be capable, then only performance will be better. Now, if the issue is with the code, now you can raise this issue with the developers. There are a lot of things, the ways to find the problematic part of code, taking a heap dump, thread dump, which we have the content in the course. Or if you have an issue with the SQL tuning, you can help write the SQL tuning with the developer, or you can ask developer to fix this tuning, fix this query. It's taking a lot of time, and you can give inputs that you're doing a select star, which if you don't require, don't do select star. It's taken, you have such a big table, 10 GB of data in the table. If you're doing select star, your entire time is getting spent there. If you don't need to do a select start, don't do it, or create better indexes. So you can suggest these things, right? So there are, and the same thing goes for other services also. Let's say if your company using Kubernetes, EKS, and if you don't know how do we set up EKS cluster, what is or how auto scaling works in Kubernetes, what is horizontal pod auto scaling, what is cluster, or you cannot performance fix it. You cannot fix that. The issue is with not with the code, issue is with the infrastructure. Auto scaling is not working. Somebody has to fix it. Who will fix it? Either performance engineer or SRE engineer. There's nobody else in the team, in the company who is going to fix this. So we are going to talk about a lot of things about cloud in this course, friends. And today is our day one. We'll start with the basics of cloud. But I was just trying to give you an overview that cloud is here to stay, and cloud is making things simple for us. We need to learn this at the earliest. And if you want to feel stable in IT going forward, I'm talking about 10 years down the line. I'm not talking about 1 year or 2 year. You can manage with your current role, whatever you're working on prem, you're doing just testing part, you can manage 1 or 2 years. But if you look for the career 10 years down the line, one person will be expected to know a lot of things. Now, there will be SRE engineers. We need to also think about security. How do we take care of security of the application? However good you are performing, if your application is vulnerable to security threats, it's not worth. Think about it. Friends, we are using Flipkart, Amazon. We put our personal details there. We put our address there. We put credit card details, debit card details. If somebody hacks it and they takes all the details, what would be the reputation of the company? So we need to talk about security. So we will talk about security in the cloud as well. And we have a lot of services about security in detail about the cloud. So we'll talk about not everything. We cannot cover everything. It's not the complete AWS cloud course. And not every company use everything. Okay, whatever we're going to learn, it's going to be a good way to start. And the basic thing that you have to know, you need to know what is IAM, what is security group, what is network ACLs, what is guard duty, and there are so many other services in the security domain itself. If you are a security, what is WAF, sealed web application firewall for web applications, and sealed is for the to protect you from DDoS attack. Anybody, we are performance testers, right? We can generate load. Right now, if I ask you hit flipkart.com with 1000 TPS, we can do that, right? If we all can do this, just type flipkart.com, use Jmeter or use virtual machines and just load it. Flipkart.com can come down, but there has to be protection. Anybody can do that. Flipkart, not we, Flipkart competitor, any retail competitor can do this with Flipkart, or any other company can do that. We need to protect from such things. If anybody is trying to send unusual load, the application should be capable to handle such behavior. If not, you will have a downtime, which is not acceptable. Think as an SRE engineer, you need to think beyond just the load testing. You need to think from the company production reliability. See, now think about the company standard. Downtime, you cannot afford. Bad performance, we cannot afford. Security, you cannot afford. Functional things not performing, you cannot afford. So these things you cannot afford. So there has to be somebody as SRE team which knows functionality also, performance also, infrastructure. So that is what we're talking about. Okay, so we will keep on discussing, friends, about cloud. So yes, so we started our discussion. So I'll come back to the topic. I can go on about the each services, right? There are so many services to discuss. We'll talk about approximately 25 to 30 services out of 200 services in this course, which is going to be good enough for you to get started, to have a good smooth transition from your on-prem to the cloud journey from very scratch. We'll talk about in this course. So how do we plan to go about this course? Today is day one, friends. and we are supposed to start our journey on the cloud. So let me just take a some time, and let me just tell you how we will plan this course. So today is day one. We should start AWS. We have already started AWS. Okay. We'll start with AWS formally. I'll demonstrate a couple of things. That's how we start. So this will go for approximately 3 weekends, 3 to 4 weekends. I take approximately out of 45 hours, I take approximately 1/4 of time. So 3 weekends, 4 weekends, 3 to 4 weekends. We just talk about cloud. This is the most important thing, right? And from scratch. If you don't have any knowledge about cloud, that's fine. Doesn't matter. We will just what I need, right? From all of you, those who are going to enroll, are looking forward to enroll to this course. I need a commitment that you are going to devote every 1 hour every day. And that's all I need for the next 4 months. That's all I need. OK, and then and you need to pay attention, obviously, in the session, and wherever possible, try to do hands-on in the session. Try to connect using if you using two devices, or if you're having one laptop and if you have a monitor, that will be just fine, because I always use that. I have a laptop and a monitor. So if you have that, you can also watch me do things and you can practice also at the same time. So undivided attention during the 2 hours, 4 hours over the weekends, 2 hours Saturday, 2 hours Sunday. We'll talk about cloud. During this time, friends, when I'm going over the live sessions, you will be getting Linux recorded sessions, because it's very important. OK, you need to be very good at Linux. It's just very important skill. Know the basics of Linux, because 95 to 98% of the enterprise applications are deployed, are running in Linux systems. There are so many reasons for that. Yeah, Windows, we are all comfortable right now. I'm using Windows laptop. I have MacBook also, but I use simply Windows for this class. Mac I have for office purpose. So Linux, we also be comfortable. OK, that's the point. And we will be sharing some my recorded sessions. I'll be sharing, and that will be for 3.5 hours, and that will cover you from scratch. What is a cell? From that, I talk about how do you navigate through various directories, create a file. How do you change the owner, chown, chmod, vi editor? Right? Very basics. We'll talk about that. So you'll be given this. So this is going to be the recorded session. I just save time here because it's a very vast course, and I'm just trying to make things simple so that we can accommodate more things. If not, if I skip the recorded, right, the session will go for 6 months. So friends, you'll be getting this. So you're expected to cover this. And when live session will be continue to happen, right? Once it will go till 10 sessions, 10 to 15 sessions, friends, 10 to 11 sessions. Day 1 to day 10, it'll be AWS only we'll talk about. Now, from after that, we talk about your microservices. Directly, we'll talk about microservices, we'll talk about Docker, we'll talk about Kubernetes. I take this in one phrase. This is again going to take 3 weekends. 3 weekends. It's very important because microservices, where do we deploy? How do we create containers? Kubernetes, full-fledged. You can talk, you can just see what all the contents are there. It's very, all are good enough. OK, good enough for you to know, to talk to anybody in the company, developers, management. You will have that much confidence that you can just talk to anybody in the company. OK, then we'll talk about DevOps. OK, and we talk about performance testing in DevOps, continuous performance testing in DevOps. How do we talk about CI/CD pipeline? Okay. We'll talk about that. So again, this will take you 2 weekends. I'll demonstrate using Jenkins tool. We'll talk about that. And then we start into the SRE concepts. See, it's not like whatever we are covering, it's not SRE. No, everything is SRE. SRE, as I just told you, that you must have realized, it's a very vast domain. You need to know cloud, you need to know Kubernetes, how things are deployed. So when I say SRE concepts, I'll talk about the terminologies. What is disaster recovery? What is high availability? How will you achieve that? What is fault tolerance? What is SLIs, SLOs, SLAs, error budgets? How do you do incident management? How do you do change management? What are the roles and responsibility of an SRE engineers? I'll talk about that. How do you do reliable? How do you achieve reliability using managed services, using cloud? Because you need this as a prerequisites to understand these things. Then we'll talk about automation. We'll talk about a lot of automation. We'll talk about. We use about Terraform, we use Ansible. We talk about observability. We talk about tools from Prometheus, Grafana. We'll talk about Elk. And again, for the Linux session, you'll be covered as part of the Linux monitoring. I'll talk about that. Linux cell Linux monitoring also will be covered as part of this. So that's how the flow would be, friends. That's how the flow would be. Because in SRE, we need to be good at. Along with this, when I'll talk about the SRE concepts, friends, I will be sharing something called performance engineering in DevOps recorded sessions. Some 11 hours. Performance engineering, Java performance engineering, recorded sessions. This will talk about how do we go about troubleshooting Java applications. 11 hours recorded sessions. And I talk about this. But I don't want to just overload you with information because I'm only expecting 1 hour from all of you on daily basis, and that's all I need. I don't want to just dump you with every information. It is not going to help you. Okay. So I'm going to give you at this time so that you go over it. If you're from non-performance background, if you're already, you will be knowing. I'm going to talk about JVM architectures. I'm going to talk about how Java memory manages management works, GC algorithm. I'll talk about GC heap dump analysis, GC analysis, thread dump analysis. We'll talk about those things here. Okay, and that's all the course. Okay, along with this, we are giving you programming, friends, guide here on the Java and Python, because as a Java is for the, if you're opting for the cloud performance engineering, you'll be given Java. If you're opting for SRE course, we'll be giving you Python. And if you are enrolling for the CloudPE course, this would not be required for you. This will be enough for you. Okay. Python scripting. So what is, I answered you this question. Python would be required for the automation part. There will be a lot of things in production which needs to be automated. Taking backups, taking a dump of something, doing some automation, working with some data, doing some analysis. So Python scripting would be very much required. Okay. I'll be sharing some sample automation scripts also with you. Couple of highly used examples, 10 scripts, which is going to immensely help you in the automation. I'm going to share this as well. Additionally, along with the code that programming things, along with that, I'll be sharing the automation scripts that will be from my side. So recorded session. So that's about the course, friends. I hope everybody has understood about the course. Yes, are we all on the same page about the course, friends? How we will go about this?
Yes, Raul. Yes.
Good. Others? Okay, perfect. So friends, if you are looking, all the materials that I'm going to provide, here is the material. Everything I'm going to add you here. Okay. Earlier I used to create for every batch separate folder, and I should use too much of work for me. So I have just collated everything. I'm started to collate everywhere, every document in this. So don't go by December 23 in one of the batches. I just stopped creating more drives, more folders. Okay, after that. I just keep on adding people. Those who enroll to the course, I just keep on adding people here. So you'll be also added as part of this. Okay, and this has a lot of content. Okay, a lot of content over the years that I put together on the cloud, on the Docker, on the Kubernetes, on the Linux. Okay, and a lot of commands that I use, a lot of screenshots, everything that I'm gonna, some diagram that I'm gonna cover, and then on the SRE part, there will be DevOps, data cloud databases. If I talk about a database, I'm just want to show you, since I was talking about database, uh, you need to make sure how do we achieve high availability. So that's how you do high availability, friends. Okay, by creating a standby database in another AZ. Okay, that's how you take care of high availability. And then for the performance, you create read replicas. So all the read will happen from this replica, all the writes will happen to the primary database. Okay, so that's how we achieve it. So everything is in very much good content. And so the databases, DevOps, SRE concepts, right? On the monitoring part, you'll be getting all the ELK PPT, Prometheus Grafana. How do we do that? What is monitoring? How do we do commands to install, setup, right? Everything you're gonna get here. Along with that, Java performance engineering. Okay, so you'll be getting PPT about this and some reference materials, enough reference materials for to you to be a Java performance expert here. Okay, so that's all the content. It's gonna be very lot of knowledge. Okay, I can assure you of all about this. So that's the content, and the playlist will be, let me just show you all the playlist. So this will be the live sessions. This is some previous batch. Okay, for you right now, day one is getting recorded. So this is getting recorded for you, and we'll be going continue with all the way. Okay, and this will be the live sessions that will be going over with you till this end of the course. And then you will be getting the recorded sessions, as I told you, the Linux and Java performance engineering will be the recorded sessions, which you'll be getting this. So you'll be getting this on the day one you enroll, and you need to cover this. Okay, go over it. And then you will be getting Java performance engineering also. All are my recorded sessions. This Java performance engineering courses, you'll be getting some 11 hours of that, uh, along with the Java and Python. Okay, so they are not mine, by the way. Java and Python programming, they are not mine, but there's somebody good at Isha. I have verified that you will be getting this. Right. So that's about everything about the course. I hope we all are on the same page about the course. Do we have any questions about the course? We are going to
So
dive
Raushan,
in.
our
Yeah,
performance engineering uh, content is recorded sessions, right?
correct. As performance Java performance engineering will be recorded session. This is what you'll be getting.
These okay, 11-hour content.
Approximately 11 hours, or maybe yes, 11
Yeah,
or 12
approximately
hours.
up
Yeah,
to
yeah,
12, 13.
yeah.
So these recorded content we will be getting at once, right? All of these
Uh,
Linux.
if you ask me, I will be just giving you Linux first. I
Okay.
can dump you. Okay, it doesn't matter for me, but I want you to, Prashant, your camera is on. If you want to turn it off, you can do that. So I just want you to take things in a very phased manner. Okay, I can dump you with everything. It doesn't matter for me, but I'd like to take you in a very phase-wise manner. That's why I have given you the. If you ask me, I'll give you just Linux recorded session for now, and I'll let you focus on cloud part and Linux part, because you need to do hands-on here. And I'll be sharing Java at this point when we have covered these things. Let's start with SRE concepts. Right? I would like to do this. But if you know I want now, I can give you that. That's not a problem. Okay.
And one more thing,
Yeah.
over the page on the Isha training site,
Mm-hmm.
if you could go please. This section, right? Troubleshooting performance bottlenecks. There we have 9.3 Java performance tuning. So this particular thing,
Same thing. It's the same
is
thing.
the same thing, right?
Right.
Java performance engineering.
Exactly. Same thing. Same thing. The recorded session that I'm referring here. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Understood. Okay. Okay. And database performance is also included in that only.
No, database performance, I'll be talking.
Okay. Okay. This is
I'll be
not
talking as part of the cloud part. Yes.
okay. Yeah. Got it.
Sir, query tuning will be covered in the database performance engineering or?
No. Query tuning, we are not taking up IUC. I told you, right?
Okay.
SQL tuning, I'm not taking it up. It's something you need to take it up. As I've told you, right? It's the mostly on the infrastructure performance engineering is what this course focuses on. Along with this recording will help you on the Java performance engineering, right? Tuning. Not SQL tuning is not there at all.
So,
Okay, sir.
like a little bit. Sorry. Yeah. Please go ahead.
Sir, but we'll be able to identify what all queries are there which are actually creating the issue, right?
Yes, you can. That's the monitoring tool will help you with that. Yes. So that is the see when you execute any code, right? Any test, you anyway for on the from the monitoring perspective, you understand where the time is being spent. Correct? Whether the time is being spent on the database as part of load testing, performance testing. I'm telling you this. We know where that's part of troubleshooting, where the time is being spent, whether there's the code is taking more time or the database is taking more time. Correct? Be it any, if you talk about any monitoring tool, observability tool, that tool will help you to know that. That is the troubleshooting part. That's your troubleshooting analysis, how you go about it. Let's say, how do you troubleshoot right now? I see if I ask you this question, how do you troubleshoot
Uh,
right now?
Sir, we have the APM tools
Perfect.
and
That
yeah,
is what, right? So APM tool can help you drill down. If you go over the
yes,
APM tools, if you go over the flame graph, right, or
right.
waterfall
We
graph,
have all
you
these
get to
services and all.
you understand where the time is being spent, right?
Right,
From
right.
there you need to take it up and understand what is the SQL code. You need to go about tuning. This course is not about tuning, SQL
Okay,
tuning.
okay, sir. Yeah.
Yes, Silva, you have raised your hand. Silva, you have raised your hand. You have any question? Oh, Subham, you were saying something?
Yeah, actually, just wanted to get a little bit insight, like in database performance, like what would be like what would we be learning in database
I
performance?
was I was telling you, right? How do we provision database? How do we take care from the performance infrastructure perspective? How do you do high availability? How do you make sure that from the infrastructure perspective, you create read replicas? We talk about those things. I was showing you the slide sometime back. I hope you, anyway, let me just show you that. So we'll talk about those things from the database perspective.
Hello, sir.
Yes, let me just answer Subham. So Subham, you understood. I hope your answer query is clear. Right? So we're talk about high availability and how do we take care
Okay,
of
how
creating read
we are
replicas.
going to handle database to ensure
Correct. That is
optimum,
what issues
optimize.
from the infrastructure perspective is what we are going to. How do we create database? How
Okay,
do we
got
create database in the cloud? How do we know what is the where is the issue? What to look at and what could be done to for its high availability and its performance from the infrastructure perspective, from the cloud perspective is what we are going to cover.
got it.
Hello, hello, sir.
Yes, Prashant.
Yeah, this microservices, Docker, Kubernetes, are we going to create any Docker or something or?
Docker is a container engine.
Okay.
We don't create. It's a software which helps you create containers. So yes,
Okay.
we are going to install Docker, and
Hands-on.
we are
Okay.
going
Yeah.
to create containers, deploy microservices, and see how things work. Yes.
Okay. 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 So how like we are going to create a small I mean example project or?
Exactly. Everything
Okay.
is hands-on, Prashant.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Whatever you see here, right? It is not a theoretical. It's not at all theory. Okay. Everything is hands-on here. Everything is hands-on. How do we create microservices? How, if I just show you all the commands in Docker, okay, that we are going to trigger. Let me just show you. Anyway, I have a GitHub page also. You can refer this GitHub page. I'm going to also give you this. Anyway, it's in the public domain. These are the commands that I'm going to show you. Execute things. All these commands, I'll be executing things. All these commands that you see here. Sounds good, Prashant?
Okay. Yeah. These commands.
So
Okay.
it's
Like a
hands-on.
small example. Okay. We'll be doing this. Okay.
Everything is hands-on, and
Okay.
everything is, I'm going to show you things. How do we do this?
Okay.
So this is the commands I have taken from history and I pasted it from the
Okay.
live sessions. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody else before we start with our AWS?
Sir, it is 1 hour session, right? Today or 2 hours?
Don't worry about what. Just we have mentioned 1 hour. We just thought to stop it at this time, but when we
Okay.
have
Yeah.
more,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
when
That
we
is
have
fine.
more
Yeah. No, that
questions, I
only was
don't
I
look
was
at the time.
asking.
When we have more
Yeah.
questions, I don't look at the time. Okay, don't
Okay.
worry.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna finish it. If you want to stick to the time, yeah, I can finish it. But I would like to take 15 more minutes to start with the topic.
Okay.
Yes, go
Raushan
ahead.
sir,
Go ahead.
yesterday you were telling that there is a link called where we can see the naming conversions for the different GCP providers. So you have that link. It will be great. You can paste
Yeah,
it
yeah.
here.
Sure. Take this link.
Compare cloud.in. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna even paste it here. Yeah.
So also I gone through the certification part and it looks like very expensive. It's around $300, $300. Do you have any
Yeah,
other options? Yeah.
see, certification is just for you to feel good about. Okay. In the interview, people will ask question, you need to answer. That is the most important thing. So if you prepare yourself, because a lot of people are asking, will this course will help me clear the certification? Yes, this course will help you, but are you ready to pay so much, first of all, right? So that depends. So that is one of the certifications that people are trying to get it. So this course is in line with the certification what you're looking for, that what we have for SRE. So that's what I've highlighted this, but it's not mandatory, okay, to have this certified. You should have the knowledge. That is what matters in the interview.
Right.
I don't look at the certification and hire somebody. Okay, nobody does that.
So, for example, in your real-time scenarios, you being a site reliability engineer, you will be sitting in the production and the kind of war rooms. You need to give us solutions on that. Is that kind of expectation on SRE? Right?
Exactly. Live right now. It's a war room means
Okay.
what? War room means you have to solve
Very,
this.
yeah, that is
Bring,
our
bring,
given. Yeah.
you can bring anybody in the war room, call developers, call testers, call QA engineers, solve the problem.
Right.
It's a production. Think about, right? Flipkart is having issues, orders are getting failed. What they will do? It's a war room.
Exactly.
Can they afford to have such issue in production? No, not at all. Think
So-
from that perspective. That kind of attitude
Right.
should come.
So, and also there is nowadays it's more about hotel telemetry data is fetching from the applications, different applications, and placing somewhere in dashboards. So, do you have any exposure on that? I mean, like
We
how
are
does
going to
that?
cover, right? We are going to cover observability, right? We are going to
Telemetry, I
cover.
can see that.
Yeah, we are going to talk about telemetry is just an agent, right? We are going to talk about
Right.
Prometheus and Grafana. So we are going to talk, we are going to have agents installed in the data sources. The data will be ingested to the database. Prometheus is the database. In the Elk Elasticsearch is the database. The data will be ingested. And how that's how you query the database and do the monitoring. You will have the dashboard being created. That's what I'm going to demonstrate here.
Okay. Okay, got it. That makes sense. Thank you.
Yes, Prashant, you still have raised the hand. Any questions?
No, sir. Oh,
Okay, please
thanks.
lower your hand then. Okay,
Uh,
I think we. Okay, yes. You want to speak something?
no. I've lowered my hand. I mean,
Okay. I still okay. Let me help you. Okay, fine. So, friends, I think we're all good. I'm okay. Stop now. Go ahead.
Sir, one question. How many weeks does it take this course to complete?
This is a very important question. This course is very vast. Okay, because I'm covering a lot of stuff and still people are asking me why don't we have Azure and GCP. This course will take 6 months. So this course I'm completing in 3 months. That's still itself a very, very good achievement. Okay. I'm managing to complete this in 3 months. So yeah, this course right now we're starting in October. It will go till January. It's a very vast course. Okay. And we are covering a lot of things from scratch. So that's why it takes time. Uh, because when you talk from scratch, basic stuff itself, it takes time. So yes, we devote that much time, and this we meet only 4 hours in a week, and that's how will do that. And this takes 3 months. So approximately, you consider like 4 weekends, 4 weekends, and then you have in 3 months you have got 12 weekends. So like 48 hours. So this course definitely takes 40 to 45 hours to complete. So approximately 2.5 to 3 months. I started the last batch in July. Okay, it completed just 2 weeks back. Weekend batch.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. Okay. Are we all set? Can I get a quick thumbs up from all of you?
So any students after this course got the good offer, sir? As of like, can you share anything like that?
Okay. I have been getting messages, thank you messages. I have not been asking a lot of where and all, but yes, this course helps immensely. Okay. I don't have like a feedback as such. You can check the feedback. These are real feedbacks. Okay. And my team can help you post the WhatsApp messages that I always get after the completion of the course. So these are the messages from the people. So you can go over it. These are the real WhatsApp messages. We have the screenshots also, and my team can share you the WhatsApp. Just message in the group, WhatsApp screenshot for the feedback. You will be getting a lot many. Anita or somebody from ISA will help you. Just put that in the message. Okay, that you need to get the feedback, and that's where we have put it right there. These are the actual feedbacks.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. I think my team did that right in one of the WhatsApp group. I think many WhatsApp group. You guys have seen the screenshot? Yes or no? I think so, right? Let me. Have you guys seen that?
Yes, last time I guess Kumar shared some screenshots.
Right? Yes. So they keep on sending. Okay, whenever we look at the one of the screenshots that I'm seeing right now, Kumar sent, right? So they are the actual screenshot what people are talking about. We have multiple such screenshots. So you can ask for more screenshots. They will share. Okay. Okay. So that's all I can show you because I could handy. Okay, friends. Okay, let me get started with day one, friends. It's always so. What is cloud? We have been talking about yesterday. Also, we talk about what is cloud. Can anybody help me explain what is cloud? Basic understanding that you have got in last between yesterday and today. What do you think of cloud in the layman term? Okay, I don't want bookish definition. In the layman terms, please tell me.
Using services over the internet.
Good. Yes, but that you can do from on-prem also.
So
Managed by
yes,
the
now,
providers.
so yeah, that's true. Instead of owning this big DC centers, and it should owned by someone, we can just have their services paid for monthly. That is a one, and everything will be taken care by the provider. That's, I would say, in the
Right, right. That's the layman term. Exactly. That's how we need to talk about. Surendra, you have raised your hand. You have a question. Okay. See.
Sorry, I just wanted to say your answer.
Oh, okay. Okay. Sure, sure, sure. Perfect. Thank you. See, what is cloud? Okay. Very simple. In a very simple term, this is a data center. Whether you use or now, if you have a business idea, like company like Amazon, Google, IBM, Oracle, HP, Facebook, they have a lot of user base, a lot of load, right? So they need infrastructure. So where do they have infrastructure? They have in this kind of facility. We call it data center. If if you own it, or if the company where you work owns it, they can call it on-prem because it's their service, their infrastructure, their data center. So on-prem. But if it is not, if this is something not which you own, if somebody else owns it, like AWS, Azure, GCP, right? If they own it and we are just using like a service, like how we stay in our rented apartment, we don't own the home, but we stay here. As long as we pay the rent, we can stay. Same thing goes for the cloud. So in the cloud, what do we call cloud? The servers, the infrastructure that we don't own, we leverage it. We pay rent for the usage, what we use. We don't own anything. The moment we pay the rent, we can pay the bill. We can continue to use the services they offer. Server, storage, load balancer. For everything, there is a cost. For them, it's a business model. So that's the basic difference between on-prem and cloud. Whether you owning it or you leveraging it, you're staying in your own home or staying in the rented apartment. That's the only difference, okay, between the on-prem and cloud. So cloud is the fancy word of data center which we don't own, but we want to use the server, storage, all the services that they offer, because it's very costly affair. Not everybody can afford to have such a data center, right? You need to purchase the land. Think about the cost investment. You need to purchase the land. You need to construct this big facility, purchase all the servers, hardware. These servers will generate so much of heat. You need to take care of cooling mechanism, so much of AC, right? You need to control the temperature. These servers cannot run out of power. You need to have multiple redundant power supplies. These servers cannot run out of internet. You need to have multiple redundant internet service providers. You need security of this premise. The servers will run out of powers, will not work. You need to replace the servers. Facebook always on daily basis, they have purchased a huge land and they keep on adding servers on daily basis. That's how their customer base is increasing. They do that. There's a video in YouTube. They are just putting on infrastructure on daily basis because of their infrastructure. They are adding functionality, their user base is increasing, they do that. So that is the basic difference, the cloud. Now, what are we going to learn in this? We need to learn how do we use cloud. So what they have done, right? The cloud service providers, they have given this beautiful management console, friends. This console. Everybody can create the account here. I'm going to tell you next weekend how do we create the account and how we make sure that we can use it without paying any amount to them. Right? We can like me, you know, we can also create the account. I'm going to guide you next week. So they have given this console. It's not like, let's say if you want to get the server, it's not like you need to call their data call centers. I call them and boss, I need this server, this storage, I need this load balancer, I need this databases, give me. No, it doesn't work like that. We need to create an account. Anybody can create an account. And we are the architect here. Whatever we need, get it. Whatever we need, get it. If we need servers, everything is through service. Want to get the server in the compute, get the server using EC2. We have other services also. You want to get the storage, we have so many options in storage. What do you want? They have multiple options for everything. They have multiple options. Multiple options means they are solving customer problem. AWS is the most customer centric cloud service provider. Most customer centric. If you need databases, what type of database you need? You need RDS, or you need kind of a in-memory database like Redis, or you need like a Mongo database, DocumentDB, or you need like Cassandra, which is key spaces, right? They have got multiple options. Do you want relational database, non-relational database? You can get it. Whatever you need, get it. And there will be billing. You can use it, you can configure it. We are the architect here. Get whatever we need, and then eventually you will get bill. We need to pay the bill. I get bill every month. If I don't pay the bill, sometime I missed by mistake, and they suspended my account. I immediately paid it, and then I got my services back. So we get bills like this. Bills, you can see the bills, right? Because I have been using it, so you can see the usage. And I'm using it for the training purpose, so I have been getting some bills over the year, over the months, because I'm not part of free tier. Whatever I use, I need to pay. I'll tell you how you can be part of free tier and you can use without pay. So we need to pay the bill. You can go to the payments and you need to pay the bill. So you get bill. You have to pay this bill. If not, if you don't pay the bill, your services will not be operational. As simple as that. Get whatever you need. There will be bill generated. Pay the bill, and you will get every detail. They will not like they will give you some false bill. No, it's like postpaid connection, friends. In postpaid connection, I hope few of you would have it, right? You get details of everything. On this day, you made these many calls, you talked for so many hours. Like this, you will get the bill. That for this day, you have used this service for this long, and that is why this bill has come. Every bill would be detailed manner. So that's how it will be. If I go to the cost explorer over the months, so I'll just show you. I'm in the wrong service. If I come here, I'll go to the cost explorer and I can explore my cost where the bill has been generating of this month. Look at this.
So is it validity for 1 year or anything unlimited? I mean, free subscription. I'm talking about
monthly.
No. So overall, if let's say you take the account and validity for 1 year, or let's say I opened sometimes like 2 years ago and it was expired. That's what
if you're not okay. Can you be little further to your mic? I'm not able to clearly follow you. So what you're asking? 1 year, I could not follow that part. Could you repeat that?
No, sorry. Is it audible now?
You're audible. You're audible. Please try to go slow.
Okay. Okay, what I'm trying to say, I opened 1 year ago. It is saying that subscription got expired. I mean, it's a free account. It got expired. Is it for any? Is it for same for free accounts or like?
The subscription, yes. So when you create the account and if you're not paying the bill, they will suspend your account for in 1 year. So 1 year is part of free tier. Okay. When you create the account, you have an option that you can go for the free tier. In free tier, you can use some services for free. And I don't know why your account got suspended. You need to check it. Okay. I cannot tell you the reason right now. You need to check, have you got the bill, and have you used some services and you have not paid the bill. Check those things. I cannot give you a
Right.
general answer for that. It will be
Right.
useful.
No,
Okay,
I
so
was asking for, okay, if it is free services you are we wanted to use, it's only validity for 1 year. Let's say you opened 1 year ago and then it is now 2nd year. Will that be eligible for use the free services?
Okay, I don't know. I have been paying the bill and for multiple years they have not suspended my account.
Okay, got it.
So I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay, so check your account. Why it's suspended? Why you're not able to log in? Are you able to log in?
Yes, I'm able to log in.
So what is the problem?
The problem was that I opened 1 year ago. Now I'm not able to use the free services.
So free services will not be there after 1 year. Yes, you need to
Yeah,
pay.
that is what I'm. Yeah.
Okay,
Got it.
okay, okay. You need to pay for that. Okay, yes. So free tier. So when you create the account, you get as part of free tier. Okay, there are some services you get always free also. Okay, let me show you. So you need to know this. So when you create the account, there are services which you get always free. There are services which is 12 months. There are services which is 12 months free. Okay, and there are some services that are always free. So you can use always free one. And which is 12 months, you cannot use it for free. They're giving you 12 months for you to learn. They want to make money from you. Okay. As simple as that. So they have given you to learn and use it. Right. So they are giving, that's the reason for them, for any cloud to give it for free, for you to learn. Right. So there are, but you can use always free services. There are a few always free services also. So you can, if you click on this always free, you will get to see what all will be free, which is not commonly used. Always free will be the ones which are not commonly used. Your EC2 and all will get exhausted in 12 months only. The EC2 or storage, they are the important ones will get exhausted in 12 months. Okay, that is the reason you're not able to use this. But there will be services which you can use, still continue to use, always free one.
Yeah.
Sounds good?
Yeah, thank you.
So friends, you get like a cost billing explorer. As you can see, I'm showing you for the last 6 months, and I can see on which month I have, which service I have used and how much is the bill I have been getting. If I use some services more, look at this. If I see this, I see that in this month, I have been using this service and I've used EC2 instances and I've put approximately $2. Maybe I got some bigger machines created and that's why. Yeah, but I'll make sure that you don't bill it because I use it for various purposes. That's why I got the bill. But for your usage for this learning, you will not get billed. Okay, I'll make sure that. And if you are not following my advice, you'll not get bills. Okay, that's the only thing I can promise you. But if you use services more which is not part of free tier, obviously you'll be paying, end up paying. Okay, so we have everything. We have services. Now the first service, let's say the EC2, the server. So if you want to get the server, you can go to EC2. EC2 is the service that will help you to get the server. EC2 stands for Elastic Compute Cloud. Want to go to EC2, it will open the EC2 module and you can get the server. It's like configuring your own server. What do we provide the details? Like, you know, to provide the details of operating system, you need to provide details of your core, how much core you want, how much RAM we need, what is the storage, right? We need to provide these details, right? And that is how we'll be able to create the servers. And then we need to log in, install something, right? So we will do this, friends. We'll do this tomorrow, next session, next Saturday. We'll do this. We'll start with this. And I'll demonstrate how do we create Linux server, how do we create Windows server, how do we set up security group firewall around the server, how do we connect to Linux server, we do SSH to the Linux server port 22, right? I'm going to demonstrate how do we connect to Windows server port 3389, how do we install, work on Linux servers. I'm going to demonstrate things and we will take our journey, friends, from there. We'll talk about in the next session, we'll talk about what is cloud computing. Anyway, you have understood what is cloud overall. I'll talk about cloud computing. We'll talk about service models. What is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. We'll talk about that, right? We have started our journey, friends. We'll talk about how do we create the account. I'll talk about that free tier account, right? And I'll talk about AWS global infrastructure, which I showed you a little. I'll talk more about it, and then we'll create the servers and we'll do more learning. So we have started, friends, and we'll continue to learn on AWS. Yes, so Surendra, you have question? You have raised your hand.
Right. So let's say since I basically we are not from the production support and how production works. I mean, how does the production? Let's say your application you are deploying to the production environment, how it routes, and then there is a lot of Nutanix hybrid environment. Where is the starting point? If you can give me one project, how the things going to work on production, that will be more helpful to understand.
Sure,
I'm just giving,
sure.
yeah.
So
We know
before
a
that,
lot of terminology, Nutanix clusters, so many nowadays in the production, right? We need to understand all this. So
correct.
otherwise,
So
we
there
cannot.
is I got your point, Surendra. So for me to tell you, you need to have some basic knowledge, right? What all different services could be there. So first we will build up that and then we will talk about that. Whatever you mentioned, we do talk about it. And how do we go about looking into the problem? How do we go about troubleshooting it? How do we go about identifying the problem? We talk about those things. But for that, for everybody to understand, we need to bring you to a certain level on the infrastructure perspective. Then only I can tell you that. So we will talk about that.
For if you consider one example, one project, how services being deployed there in the production start from the LB, FI layer, like how application,
I got your point.
Yeah.
And we are going to talk about it. But for you to understand, for me to explain, for you to understand, you need to come to a certain level. Post that only we can discuss that. So we have that in our scope and we do talk about it. We will cover that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so that will be all, friends, from my side. We have started our journey on cloud. We'll continue to learn, friends. I hope those who have attended my sessions yesterday and today, I hope you have learned something. Okay, that was my intention. You enrolling, not enrolling, up to your decision. How do you see your career to plan your career? But I hope I made your time worth, whatever time you have spent with me from the last 2 days. Can I consider yes, friends? I hope you learned something. Yes, Amrita, go ahead.
Hi, Raushan. I just want to know, like, what would be the class timings? Is it like weekends or on work days?
Weekends, yes, weekends, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST. Saturday, Sunday.
Okay. So it's only on weekends.
Absolutely.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Right now, that batch is for the weekends. We have a batch for the weekday also, but right now that batch is already 40% courses are covered there. So the one batch is going on, but this is what we're talking about, the weekends batch. So we are right now in day one. We are going to talk about from 7:30 to 9:30 is what the timing is going to be.
So it's complete 2 hours journey, and then we have to practice on the
Correct, you
weekdays.
get the entire week to practice. Yes.
Okay. And it takes 3 months approximately, 3 to 4 months.
Approximately, not 4 months, 2.5 to 3.
Okay.
Like some
Okay,
holiday comes in weekends, so I
Mhm.
do give off, right? So we have to keep some weekends, 2 weekends of buffer. So it takes
Okay.
2.5 to 3 months to complete this course. Look at the, I hope you would have understood by the course topics, what all we are
Yeah, I
covering.
have seen it. It's a vast course. I have seen it.
So
One last question. So what if I miss any of the class on any of
you
the?
will be getting recorded session. You need to
Okay.
go over the recorded session and you can ask me any questions from the recorded session.
Mhm.
They will not be repeating of if you have missed you any on daily on weekends basis, you one recorded session will be uploaded. If you have missed a session, you need to go over it
Mhm.
and understand it, and you can ask me in the next session. That's how it should be.
Okay. 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 Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, friends, thank you so much, everybody. I hope I'll hope to meet you guys soon next weekend. All the best for your career, friends. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Raushan.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you.